WTF is cooking. Food Adventures of a Comfort Cook, Mary Coconut, back in the kitchen. Now, comfort cooking means whatever makes you feel good. Body, mind, and soul. So today we're going to do an American comfort food. Tuna noodle casserole. Actually invented Washington State, the 1930s. Didn't really become popular until the 1950s when it appeared in the magazine and every housewife in America just had to make it. They were using crushed cornflakes as a topping. But you know what? Cornflakes is just for breakfast. We're going to be using dried breadcrumbs. Alright, so let's go make some tuna noodle casserole and feel good. Let's go over our basic ingredients. We're going to be using a 2-quart casserole dish. Alright, there's our 2-quart casserole dish. So for that, we're going to make something called a roux. We are not going to be using the canned soup, which is normally what's used. We're going to be making our own sauce. So we're going to make a roux with melted butter. 8 tablespoons of melted butter. It's going to mix with 8 tablespoons of flour. We're going to add in a ½ teaspoon of cracked black pepper, 3 cups of milk, and a cup of shredded Swiss cheese. Can you use cheddar? Yes, you can. Remember, cheddar does not belong in Italian cooking. We're doing American cooking here. You can put cheddar. All right, we've got, before I pre-cooked, this is 4 cups of dried egg noodles. Now this is what they're cooked. They've been drained. We use salted water, so that's where our salt is, because the salt in the water keeps the noodles from sticking, but also flavors your noodles. Same thing with pasta. It flavors it. We've got a ½ cup of diced onions, ½ cup of diced celery. We're going to put that with a stick of butter, tablespoon of butter. We're going to just soften them up. We've got a cup and a half of frozen peas that have been thawed. Do not use canned peas unless you want mushy peas. In other words, paste. It's just going to fall apart in your casserole, and it's just going to be a mess. You want pesto, that's basil, garlic, and olive oil. And then we're going to have a topping. Here's our dried breadcrumbs. You can buy them pre-made in the store, or save all your loaves of Italian bread, French bread, pulverize them. There you go. And here's our tuna. We have 4 cups of tuna. Alrighty. So the tuna, chunk light, solid white, chunk white, whatever you like. A mixture. Just one of the whole, that's all chunk light. Whatever makes you happy. Guess what? Tuna's tuna. If you're one of those people, you can only eat, where it came from, specifically from your fish, good for you. Alright, so we're going to use chunk light today. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that tablespoon of butter, put it into our skillet, on high heat, let it melt. We're going to throw in our onions and celery, and we're just going to soften them up. We're not going to brown them. We just want them to soften up. Okay, and at the same time, we're going to be melting our 8 tablespoons of butter in a skillet. From there, we're going to add the flour, the cracked black pepper, the milk, and the cheese. So, down to the stove. We're softening up our diced onions and celery. Alright, so here's our skillet, our little pan. All that butter melting and sizzling. We're going to put in the cup of flour. And we're going to start stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring. Now look how it's changing color. We went from a total white, look at that. We want that beigey color. See how it's turning into a little paste? Okay, this is what we want. This is our roux. It's just a fat mixed with flour. Could you have used oil? Sure. But we're using butter. All right, to this we're going to add Here's our half teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Stir that in. Now I'm going to put in 3 cups of milk. And yes, we've still got high heat going here. 3 cups of milk. Alrighty. You want that to come up to a low boil once again. Just incorporate that roux into the milk. And then we're going to let it boil. A low boil, not a rolling boil like that butter was before. Because we're making a sort of cheese sauce. But usually with this you would just, as is. You got your flour, your pepper, your milk, there's your sauce. And you'd let it just cook for a while, just to thicken up. We're going to throw in cheese. That's our add. That's how we're going to make it taste better. Like I said, I'm using Swiss because I want my sauce white. If you want to add cheddar, it'll make it better. But remember, Italian food, please don't add cheddar. And while we're at it, it's going to soften up. We don't want our veggies to brown. We just want to get them soft. It'll take about 5 minutes. That's about it. In fact, I'm going to turn down the heat to medium just to make sure it's not going to burn. Alright, our sauce is on a low boil. We're going to throw in our cheese. Here's our cup of shredded Swiss cheese. And just stir it up. And we want that cheese to melt. And you can see it's melting, it's starting to get thick, look at that. And this is our sauce. No canned, cream of mushroom, cream of celery, whatever, no, we're making our own. Turning the heat off, because I don't want this to over thicken. And our veggies are ready to go. Look at that, look at how thick that is. That's gonna be our sauce. All right, now we're gonna get back to over there. Alright, so we've got our bowl. We're going to put in our peas. Remember, these were thawed frozen peas. We've got our tuna. Put all that lovely tuna. Now this was canned tuna in water. I don't like to buy the one in oil. I just don't like the taste. I drain this thoroughly. Look how dry that tuna is. Because I don't want all that water going into my casserole. I have a nice thick cheese sauce. Now do I want to put water in it and thin it down? No. We're going to take our nice and soft celery and onions. Add that in. And now here comes the really fun part, the cheese sauce. Alright, we're going to put that in there. Look at that. Now, could you put other seasonings in here? Sure. You want to put parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme? Yep, you can. Look how thick that came out. Now, that's a sauce. Better than what you get in the can, right? I'm going to stir that up. Looking good enough to eat right now, right? No, we're going to bake it in the oven. We've got it all stirred up. Now it's going to go in the casserole dish. Remember, 2-quart casserole dish. And while this is baking, it's all going to bubble up and mix together. Looks like a mess right now, but wait until you taste it. Like I said, this is American comfort food. Of course, people in other countries are going, ew! But then again, we go ooh over some of the things they eat, don't we? Alright, so just tamp this down a bit. Alright, look at that, all nice and pretty. Alright, now we're going to make our topping. So to make our topping, we're going to do 5 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to put it into this little thing, and we're going to microwave it until it's fully melted. Now it'll take about 30 seconds or so. 5 tablespoons, the butter's been melted in the microwave. We're going to start pour our dry breadcrumbs in, and with a fork, just start mixing it around. We're going to make little crumbles. Just going to get it all nice and together, make it crumbly. And the fork kind of works it better than a spatula or a spoon, because the tines in there is getting in between the tines. There you go, look at that. Alright, so now we're going to take this nice crumbly topping, and it's buttery rich. Yeah, this is not diet food. You want diet food, go to a diet channel. I don't make diet food. I make comfort food. Alright, and we're just going to put this on top and spread it around. We're going to spread the love. We're going to spread the buttery love. Go all the way to your edges. Look at that. And you're like, yeah, I don't know about this. Wait till you taste it. Let's take tin foil. Alright. Tin foil around the top. Make it as tight as you can. Now this is going to bake in the oven. 350 degrees is what I preheated my oven. 350 degrees. I'm going to put this in the oven for a half hour. Then we're going to take off the tin foil, let it bake for another 15 minutes, 45 minutes total, and then it's yummy time. It's been 30 minutes. We're going to go open it up. Take the foil off, let it bake another 15 minutes, and then we're ready to take it out of the oven. Alright, so while it's in the oven for the next 15 minutes, with the lid, with the aluminum foil off, we're going to brown up our topping a little more as well. So when we open this up, it should be bubbling around the edges, a little more browned on top. See how it's browned around the edges there? Alright, so we're just going to put it up here. So now here's your chance. Go set the table, go make a salad, get everybody washed up, and let it cool down and rest just about 5-6 minutes so all the sauce settles, and you're going to have a nice meal. I'm going to be dishing it up in a few minutes. Okay, so it's rested. And you can see, look at that nice crumbly, it's nice brown around the edge there. Now I'm going to dig into it. Now, wow, look at that. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Alright, going to come around the ends there. Get our plate. Look at that. There is your tuna noodle casserole. We need a little more. Come on. How about a little more? Look at that. Look at that cream. Okay, so we've got creamy. There's your peas, your noodles, tuna's in there. But look at that rich. Remember I made that roux and then made that sauce? You don't get that from a can. That is homemade. And that is good eats. So like I said, this is Food Adventures of a Comfort Cook. Gave you the recipe on this video. You can go to my website, www.comfortcookadventures.com. Little search box on the blog. Put in tuna noodle casserole. You'll get the recipe. And there's a whole lot more. Enjoy!